Hello, good morning, and welcome to another exciting episode on I Choose Creative TV. My name is Georgia, and I'm here with
Sayram. So today's conversation is going to be an interesting one because what we are going to discuss is something we encounter in our daily activities as PR professionals.
Sayram. I think you look very pretty.
Thank you. This was done by a friend of mine, and you look good as well.
Thank you very much. You guys should patronize your friends. So on today's episode, we have a very interesting question. I'm reading the question. So, in the realm of public relations and marketing, the use of persuasive techniques and psychological tactics has become a common practice. These strategies aim to influence consumer behavior and shape public perception. However, the ethical implications of employing such methods, particularly when promoting products or services that may have negative social or environmental impacts, raise important questions about the responsibility and boundaries of PR and marketing professionals. This prompts us to examine the potential ethical concerns that should guide the promotion of products or services with adverse social or environmental consequences.
So before we discuss this topic, we have some special guests in our studio today, and they are students of Unimark IG, and they are
Eugene,
Sarah,
Wendy,
Godwin,
I'm Yvonne Ayongo Kole,
Julius,
Elizabeth,
Christina.
I think you guys look very pretty today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So today we are going to start by defining what ethics are. Then we will try and give examples of ethics.
But before we get into that, we need to explain certain key points in the questions. And we have two main key points, that's psychological and persuasive. And we all know that, so with psychological, it's about how you are able to influence your consumer's mind to purchase something. And when it comes to the behavioral, it's how your consumers also react to whatever information you are giving out. So with behavioral, we have other appeals like emotional appeals. With persuasive, we have other appeals like emotional appeals, psychological appeals, and many other appeals. With emotions, it's how as a PR and marketer, you influence or you use emotional things. It can be words, it can be pictures, it can be videos to influence the perception or influence a consumer to act on something. So that's basically what we are going to talk about today. So as Sayram already said, we will delve deeper, but before we start, we will talk about what ethics are in general. So dear listeners and guests,
ethics are moral principles that guide the way we behave and then the things that we do in any sector of ours. So in PR and marketing, we have ethical considerations like being honest, being transparent, doing the right thing, telling your customers the right things that you're supposed to say to them. Don't just persuade them, don't just say things to them to purchase whatever you want them to buy. You just have to let them know the right things and do the right thing as a professional. So for example, in the PR firm, when you want to let your customers buy something or convince them to buy something, and let's say you are in the drug sector or in the medical sector, there's a medicine that you want to put out there, let them know what it entails, tell them the right things that they need to know about the medicine. So yeah, that's basically what ethics is.
Okay, so do you think because PR and marketing professionals are supposed to be ethical, they are not supposed to put the brands they are working with on top of whatever they are doing?
So you owe loyalty not just to your company, but then to yourself and the society as a whole. So you are protecting your company, you are protecting the society. You have to protect the people. They won't make your company where they are. If they decide not to purchase your things, then you are not going to get to where you are. So you just have to be loyal to them. Sometimes it's for certain things. Maybe it will not work the way you want it to work, but then it's also right for them to know.
Okay, thank you, Wendy, for this. Okay.
Yeah, to add up, as a PR professional, you are supposed to maintain a mutually beneficial relationship between an organization and its publics. So your focus shouldn't only be on the benefits you are getting for your organization, but then you should be able to serve the rights of your publics. So you owe them honesty. You're supposed to make sure that they know whatever is going on. So your focus shouldn't be on getting the profit for your organization, but serving their interest as well. Because getting profits is based on the relationship between the organization and its audience, because they are the reason why the organization exists. If the company suffers reputation damage, then they are not going to patronize it again.
Okay.
Thank
you, Wendy and Eugene, for these insightful explanations. Now let's consider some potential consequences, both positive and negative, of disregarding ethical considerations in PR and marketing.
Okay, so what I would say about it is that in ethics simple means like knowing the right from wrong. Even knowing the right from wrong, there are some negative and positive implications as you are in the PR and marketing field. So some of the negative implications are loss of trust, customer trust. You lose your brand reputation too as well for the negative implications. Then the positive side too, I would say it helps you to like build confidentiality among your customers and stakeholders. Then also brand reputation. Okay, so that's
Maintaining your brand's reputation. Okay. So does anyone have any other suggestion concerning that particular question?
We are talking about the consequences of disregarding ethical issues.
Yeah, disregarding ethical issues can cause you reputational damages. And as I said earlier, when your reputation is at stake, no one wants to patronize you. So ethics are very important. Although ethics are not law, but ethics are very important in your operations as public relations and marketing professionals. You need to follow them so that you can work effectively and efficiently.
Sarah, I think I agree with what Eugene is saying, because as a PR and marketing practitioner, if you yourself you are not ethical, the effect won't be on only the brand you are working with, but you yourself, you can't go and work with other brands because they will consider you as unethical. They will lose trust and they won't even want to have you on their brand because you've already given yourself a bad name out there.
And also, even when you are not ethical, it means you are not a professional.
Yes.
Yeah. So being ethical makes you
A professional. That's a very important statement there. Thank you, Wendy. Okay.
So
Now, okay, so that was a very insightful information out there. So now, we all know PR and marketing profession.
Out there. Please, watch the
So-
camera. Watch the camera.
Put your phone down.
Try your best to watch it.
Pick it up. Pick it up. 3, 2, 1, action.
Okay, thank you, Eugene and Wendy, for that insightful information. So now, we all know PR and marketing professionals suffer to balance work and their ethics. So what do you think, or how do you think these professionals can balance working and their ethical responsibilities?
Alright, so basically what I think is that PR professionals are supposed to conduct a thorough ethical assessment in their campaigns and product promotion. They need to prioritize transparency, honesty, credibility, truthfulness in their promotion of their marketing campaigns. So they owe, like I stated earlier, they owe their publics the right to know everything, every detail of what they are trying to put across or they are trying to sell. So they are supposed to be transparent to them. It's about the negative and the positive and the negative aspect of it. The positive and the negative aspect of it. They are supposed to make sure that their public knows the positive and the negative implications
Implications.
of the products that they are bringing on board. So that's how they can strike the balance between
Working
Yeah.
and
And
ethics.
yeah,
Okay.
And also to add to what UJ is saying, I quite remember there was a discussion made about today's ethical issues that most of PR practitioners who are ethical are jobless. That was the
Yes.
whole point about
Remember.
ethical perceptions and
Yeah.
so I think if as a PR practitioner, if you are to ignore your ethical duties or your ethical
Values,
I think
ethics.
basically that's it. I think the quote is show me a PR who is very
Very
useful and honest.
Yeah.
I'll show you a PR who
Yes.
is
Unemployed.
Employed.
so it's so true. So if you are going to ignore this and go according to what your company says, you might lose. You might think maybe I might go ahead with what my company is saying because
Yes.
I'm protecting my job also.
Yeah.
But here is the case where you also owe loyalty
To your audience. Yes.
So you have to know these directions and perceptions so that it doesn't go against one side or the other.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so I think I'd rather stay loyal to my ethical values than to maybe go looking for money. Yeah, so I'd rather be an ethical, I'd rather
Ethical.
go by ethical values to be jobless than to look for money instead.
Yeah, I think we have an institution that's IPR, and then I'm sure they have sets of ethics that you have to follow. So even in this Ghana here, if you're a PR and marketing professional and you don't go or you don't follow these ethics, you lose your right to practice PR. So it's very important to consider and balance your ethic life and what you do as a PR practitioner.
Absolutely, that was right. So I wanted to say that, like I stated earlier, ethics are not law, but then they are very
Important.
in your operations because they guide they guide the operations and they make sure that things don't go
Good.
because they are being constructed from our personal values.
Yes.
This is actually a thin line between
Moral.
legal rights and moral
Moral.
principles.
Yeah.
They are being coined from this place. So if you are a PR professional and you are not ethical, you might end up doing things that does not even align with what is expected in the society.
Okay, so Godwin, can you please help us? Sorry. So Godwin, can you please help us with the role of consumer awareness and education in holding PR and marketing professional accountable? Can you help us with a little explanation on that or elaborate on that for us?
Okay, so thank you so much for the question. So it's actually important that as a PR professional, you need to create that awareness for your public to know exactly what your company is offering to them. Okay, that's why when my colleagues here were speaking, they made mention of transparency, truthfulness, and what again did you mention? Honesty and accountability. Okay,
Yeah.
so in PR and marketing, you have to make sure that whatever product your company is offering to the public or your client, they have to have an in-depth knowledge about the product. Sorry. So, for instance, we can use a product like cigarettes. Okay, when you go and buy a pack of cigarettes, you see there is a caution on it that cigarette causes what? Cancer. So it means that whoever takes the cigarette buys it. Yes, is aware and buys it at his or her own risk. So they are actually trying to make you understand that it causes cancer. You understand? They are being very truthful to you so that in case of anything, you don't hold them accountable. You understand me? So that is what I can say about that for now. I believe that it has already sat well with you guys.
That's interesting.
To flip the point, I think that's making your consumers aware of the requirements of a PR firm. It can also let them hold them accountable when something.
I can give an example.
Okay.
Because if you buy a drug that states that if you have asthma, you are not supposed to use it. I can give you like a real example where my little brother was given an antibiotic that is not meant for people with asthma. But then we didn't read the drug, and we didn't even let the pharmacist know that the little boy has asthma. So we bought the antibiotics and then administered it on the little boy, and then he started reacting to it. So this case, when we go to the pharmaceutical company, we don't have a case because it's clearly written there that if you have asthma, you're not supposed to drink it. So this is like giving education to the public, but we decide to follow it or not. So this here, you have nothing to hold against the company. Yeah.
Okay, so Julius, how does sorry. So Julius, how can PR and marketing professionals navigate the challenges of promoting controversial products?
Okay, so thank you, Miss. So, with PR and marketing, dealing with these issues, there has to be an open dialogue between the stakeholders, the company. You have to take this initiative to delve in any issues that comes out or falls out. You see, so this kind of initiative will help to address all issues around any concerns that might affect the brand's name or customers or maybe stakeholders who are into your company or your product and services. Yeah, so I think through open dialogue communication, it can help out. And there is also the initiative of transparency, where you have to be open with all what your company falls in. Yeah, so I think taking these initiatives might help to address issues that comes around these concerns. Exactly.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Julius, for that comprehensive response you just gave us. Okay, so I think our next question will be for Faustina. But before we do that, we want to wish Faustina a happy birthday because today is her birthday.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so Faustina, your question is how can PR and marketing professional address the tension between meeting business objectives and upholding ethical standards?
How it would impact or how it would influence their publics, putting into consideration equity and then social justice. So, Eugene.
Yeah, I think to add up to what she's saying, there is this case study that I came across, H&M. So basically, they were promoting their products, and one of the advertisements that they came up with was to have a black kid there who was in this tracksuit with an inscription, a coolest kid in the jungle, a coolest monkey in the jungle. So it brings this racial discrimination. Like, why will you put a black kid, put a jacket on him, and have this inscription, coolest kid in the jungle? So they should have considered the implications this is going to have on the society, or how the targets are going to react towards it, because already the racial thing is like
big deal.
Yeah, big deal. People are always concerned about it. So they should have considered it, because it's just like a vulnerable group.
Yeah.
So they should have considered that before coming up with that advertising strategy. And of course, it's being drafted by this public relations and marketing teams. So they should have considered, they should have known better and considered the implications this is going to have on the society.
Okay, that's so cool.
All right. So I urge PR and marketing professionals to be more vigilant in ensuring that environmental claims are sustained and are backed by Junior's efforts in minimizing environmental harms. So transparency and accountability are very important in building consumers' trust and credibility.
Okay, so additionally, I'll add that PR and marketing officials should also try and then take into consideration the data privacy of their customers and then their stakeholders and all that. Because if I trust you with my personal information, like my email, my contact number, I don't expect you to abuse it or give out my personal information to other people, external people and all that. So sometimes it happens in this way that you apply for a course, Okay, and then with the statistics and then the background information the organization have given you about themselves, you kind of trust them that they are credible. So why not? Why don't I give them my email, my contact and all that? Because I also believe that that's how they'll reach me back to give me feedback and all that. But then sometimes after giving out your information and all that, you realize that sometimes they send in promotional content that does not align with the primary reason why I contacted them in the first place. So sometimes they'll send you promotional in it could be in the same organization, but then what they're actually sending me doesn't concern me. It's not of interest to me. So I feel abused because first of all, maybe the reason why I contacted them, I've not had a good feedback, or maybe I couldn't even get the admission. But then now they send me context of their programs and then other things they are doing in the organization, which that's not really it's not really of interest to me. So I would say that organization PR of professionals should guard the data of their consumers.
Okay. I think with this, the PR and marketing professionals campaigned about this vehicle using persuasive tactics like emotional appeal and the behavioral. It's very important because they knew the people will react, the people will be interested in cars that emits and so they campaigned about or they advertised about the car using that, and that's how come they got more attention and people were actually patronizing, which we all know is very unethical because that's not what the car actually does. So as PR and marketing professionals, when we are campaigning or when we are talking to people about our brand, we have to be open. We have to we can persuade them in a negative positive way. Maybe the car could have other positive things it could do, which wasn't a lie. They could have used that one. They could have maybe talked about its interior, its strong body parts and all that. Which that it's true. So when you are saying though, even though it will persuade people to consume your products or car, you are still being ethical by saying the truth. So I think it's very important.
I also think there are some PR marketing professionals that will not market or advertise your products for you when they themselves have not used that particular item before or whatever that has been manufactured before. If they don't know the details or the ingredients or the materials or equipment that was used to manufacture some of these things, they are not going to influence people to patronize the goods, or they are not going to advertise some of these products for people to buy. What's your take on that one too?
And I think in this modern day entrepreneurship, people don't really think about the implications they will have on their product or services.
Are you sure about that?
They mostly focus on the profits.
No, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, no, I think that's rather
the reputation at stake here, you know.
Yes.
If you are saying they are focusing on sales volume, the bigger picture is the brand reputation. You can have a bad brand reputation, and then you having in mind, okay, I'm producing something to sell to increase sales volume. If you don't have a good brand reputation, who is going to buy the product?
So this is where
what he's saying is actually right.
Yeah,
Those that they don't have any public relation and marketing background, they just think about making sales.
So
I think an example of a particular brand I know that's what they portray out there means they abuse kids.
okay.
Yet still people are aware about this particular thing, but they still patronize their products, their goods. Anything they bring out there, people still patronize their goods, and that particular brand don't even care about whatever is going on, what people think. Like all they care about is their profits, the money they are going to gain.
I feel like because they know their target audience.
Exactly.
Everybody needs that kind of.
And also, I think
they know who they are. The elites. So that is why they have people who still purchase whatever they
and also,
you just said something. He said most of the time these people that look for their profits are people that don't have any
PR
background, and it's true.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time I was going to the bank and then I was having some infections on my skin. So I wanted a product. I'm very skeptical when it comes to purchasing of products from people I don't really know. But the way this man was marketing the thing, I was like, yo. So I went, I'm like, man, is this thing going to work? Allergy. He was convincing me that I'm like, if it doesn't work, I'll come back to you because trust me, if I say I'll come back. So I went to him, he gave me some, like 3 days. I took the medicine 1 day, I was observing, nothing happened. 2 days. On the 3rd day, nothing happened. So I called the number on the 4th day. The number was not going through.
Wow.
So I was like, wow. What?
Yeah,
so I had to go there and tell Charlie, you can't be doing this. It's just not ethically right for you to, because I don't know the side effects it will bring to me again. You understand? So it was very sad.
And the sad part is that those people, they are not concerned about. He's thinking about the profit.
They don't know what the implications are. They don't know.
So if you are saying this, then it should be related to all these small brands.
Yeah, but I think what's
actually concerned with, although not everyone is concerned, like some of these new enterprises that he's talking about may not be concerned about this ethical things, but some of them, especially those that they are stationed, are very cautious about their reputation. They won't have you come buy product, then next time you come back coming to give
bad publicity,
bad comments, and other stuff on social media and other. So who is going to patronize them making? So although they are focused on making profits, they are also concerned about their reputation, although they may not sometimes have this PR background, but then they pay attention to their reputation. Those that do this, the example that Godwin gave, those that does this most of the times, that those people that they are not stationed at a particular place, they are just moving around. So they are just concerned about making profits. Let me get his money and just move away. That's it. For them, they don't care about you coming back again. They know that I'll meet someone and I'll be able to deceive the person or try to persuade the person to buy the product. Based on his words, you just play with your mind and just get your money. That's what they are just concerned.
Yeah, so by the end of the day, they will make sales a lot.
There are also some people that will not even have any PR and marketing background, but because of personal values, they wouldn't do certain things to certain people just because of their profit. So somebody like the man that he was just talking about, he would be like, if somebody does it to me, I will not be happy about it. So I wouldn't do it to anyone. So the person doesn't really know all the things that we know about ethics and all. But because of the person's personal values, being honest to my customers and everything, the person would not choose the profit over satisfying the customer.
I think the answers that we've given so far has been able to address the perspective. So just to talk of transparency, it's an ethical concern that should guide the promotion of goods and services with social and environmental impact, using persuasive and psychological tactics, looking at honesty, credibility, and transparency, and thinking about your credibility as a PR professional. All those concerns should be able to guide you in the promotion of your products and services.
Thank you very much, Eugene. So we've come to the end of our show, and we promise to give you another exciting episodes next week. My name is Georgia, and I was hosting with
Sarah.
So see you next week. Bye bye.